Listen, I'm still shaking while I record this. Look at my hands. You see that? I'm in the middle of a forest, or a graveyard, I don't even know anymore. My bike stalled 5 minutes ago, and the air smells like jasmine and rotting meat. I was just trying to finish my last order for the night, a simple martabak delivery, but the GPS kept spinning in circles. Now the app says I have arrived at my destination, but there's nothing here but old, moss-covered tombstones and this heavy, suffocating silence. I think someone is watching me from behind those trees.
Let's go back to how this started. It was 11:45 p.m. I was about to head home when a notification popped up. A super tip order. The payout was 3 times the usual rate. I should have known better, right? Usually when the money looks too good to be true at midnight, it's a trap. But I needed the cash for my bike's installment. The customer's name was just a single letter, M, and the delivery note simply said, "Leave it at the gate. Do not ring the bell." I picked up the food from a vendor who didn't even look me in the eye when he handed me the bag. As I started driving, the city lights faded away much faster than they should have. Within 10 minutes, the paved roads turned into gravel and then into narrow dirt paths. The tall buildings were replaced by jagged skeletal trees that seemed to lean over the road. My headlights were the only thing fighting back the darkness, but it felt like the shadows were winning. I kept checking my mirrors, half expecting to see someone sitting on my pillion seat. The wind was getting colder, and I could hear this low humming sound, like 100 people whispering at once, just out of reach. That's when the GPS started glitching out. The voice, which is usually so clear and helpful, turned into a distorted, metallic rasp. In 6, 6, 6 meters, turn back, it said, before the screen turned a deep blood-red color. I tried to cancel the order, but the app was frozen. No matter what button I pressed, the screen just stayed on that red map, pulsing like a heartbeat. My engine started making this rhythmic clicking sound, and the bike felt heavier, as if the weight of the world was pressing down on my shoulders. I was lost in a place the satellites couldn't see. I finally saw it, the iron gate. It was huge, rusted, and wrapped in vines that looked like snakes. This wasn't a house or an apartment complex. It was the entrance to the Makam Karamat, the sacred cemetery people only talk about in hushed voices. The air here was different. It was thick, tasting of old copper and incense. I stopped the bike right in front of the gate. My heart was hammering against my ribs so hard I thought it would break. The app made a loud ping, the sound for arrival. This was it. This was where the food was supposed to go. I didn't want to get off the bike, but something forced me to. It was like my body wasn't my own anymore. I took the plastic bag. It felt strangely heavy now, and it was leaking a dark, viscous fluid that definitely wasn't sauce. I stepped past the threshold of the gate. The moment my foot touched the soil inside, the temperature dropped significantly. I could see my own breath. I looked down at my phone one last time. The delivery instructions had updated. It now said, "Bring it to the stone with the red cloth." My flashlight flickered, struggling to stay alive against the oppressive gloom. I walked deeper into the rows of graves. Some were just mounds of earth. Others were elaborate stone structures. I found it, the stone with the red cloth. It was an ancient grave, tucked away under a weeping willow tree. But as I got closer, I realized the red cloth wasn't cloth at all. It was fresh blood, draped over the headstone like a veil. My stomach turned. I placed the food bag on the mound of dirt. As I leaned down, I heard a soft, feminine giggle coming from right behind my ear. It was cold, mocking, and sounded like it was coming from someone who hadn't spoken in a century. I spun around, but there was nobody there, just the fog and the silent stones. I turned back to the grave to leave, but the food bag was already gone. In its place was a pile of old, rotted leaves and a handful of rusty Dutch coins. My phone vibrated violently. A message from the customer. "It is still warm. Thank you."
Then a photo was sent to me. I opened it with trembling fingers. It was a picture of me, taken from behind, standing at the grave. In the photo, a pale, translucent hand was reaching out from the tree, inches away from touching my neck. I ran. I didn't care about the bike. I didn't care about the coins. I just ran. I could hear footsteps behind me, not heavy boots, but the wet slapping sound of bare feet on mud. They were fast. Every time I looked back, I saw a white shape darting between the trees. The gate felt miles away. My lungs were burning, and the fog was getting so thick I couldn't see my own hands. I tripped over a root and fell face first into the dirt. As I scrambled to get up, I felt a cold, slimy grip on my ankle. Something was trying to pull me back into the dark. I kicked out with everything I had and felt my shoe connect with something soft. I didn't wait to see what it was. I reached my bike, jumped on, and prayed to every deity I knew. The engine sputtered, died, then roared to life at the very last second. I sped away, not looking back once. Even when I reached the main road and the streetlights returned, I didn't stop until I hit a crowded gas station. I sat there under the bright fluorescent lights for an hour, just breathing. My phone screen finally premiered. The order was marked as completed, 5 stars, but the tip amount had changed to 0, and the customer's name had changed from M to Mati, the word for dead. I'm home now, but I haven't slept. Every time I close my eyes, I hear that giggle. I checked my bag earlier and found one of those rusty coins stuck in the zipper. It's sitting on my table right now, smelling like incense. I think I'm done with late-night shifts. Some money just isn't worth the price of your soul. If you're a driver out there, be careful which orders you accept. If the map looks wrong, it probably is. Stay safe out there, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this story. I think there's someone knocking at my door, and it's 3 a.m.